Right, so we're on the record in docket 24-02906. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Enrique Centeno. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Goodrich.
And Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Mr. Centeno, who's having a seat to my right because he has some physical limitations.
All right, thank you. And sir, you are Enrique Centeno, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Eugene.
This is the time set for a probable cause conference. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we're going to leave this up for exam.
And is that a fair statement, Mr. Goodrich?
Yes, Your Honor.
So we'll leave on for preliminary examination, previously set on December 20th at 8:30. That'll be live on the 6th floor of City Hall of Lansing. Anything else for the record in docket 24-02906, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people.
Mr. Goodrich.
No, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see Mr. Centeno here next Friday at 8:30. Thank you for your appearance today. You can get a notice from my court officer.
Okay.
So, Mr. Centeno,
Yes.
your notice is right,
All right.
being printed right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do we know who Micaiah is?
I don't.
Okay.
And then we're ready on, I think it's Deer, but she's listed as Boyd because that was the name at the time of the arrest.
All right. So Cynthia Deer or Cynthia Boyd?
Yes.
All right. All right, so we're on the record in docket 20-01680. That is the city people of the state of Michigan versus Cynthia Marie Boyd. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Goodrich.
And Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Ms. Deer, who's appearing over I guess Zoom today.
And ma'am, you were originally Miss Deer, Cynthia Deer, and now you're Cynthia Boyd because your name has changed.
Other way.
Oh,
Other way.
so you were originally Cynthia Boyd, and now you're Cynthia Deer because your name has changed.
Yes, sir. That is correct. I got married in
All right.
2022.
All right, thank you. This is the time set
sir.
for a probable cause conference. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we're going to leave this up for exam.
And is that a fair statement, Mr. Goodrich?
Yes, Your Honor. We are contemplating a plea offer in this matter.
All right. So we'll set for the previously indicated exam for December 20th at 8:30. Ms. Boyd, that'll be live in person on the 6th floor of City Hall of Lansing on December 20th at 8:30, which is a week from today. Anything else for the record in docket 20-01680, 20-01680, Ms. Wilson?
I would just ask Mr. Goodrich to let me know ahead of time if I can call off witnesses. Several of them are county employees who would be abandoning their duties in order to be here. So I just want to make sure.
All right, Mr. Goodrich, you have an understanding. So I'm sure Mr. Goodrich will
certainly do that.
contact. All right, thank you. So I'll see you we'll see you next week, or I'll see you next week at 8:30, Ms. Deer. You should be all set. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Goodrich.
Okay.
And then we're ready on Mays.
Elizabeth Mays, Mr. Tomal. Mr. Tomal, how are you?
Good, Your Honor.
So we're on the record in a docket 24-03370. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Elizabeth Mays. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Tomal.
Eric Tamal for defendant. Defendant is present.
And ma'am, you are Elizabeth Mays, is that correct?
Yes, sure.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a probable cause conference. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that this is going to be a plea to an added count of assault or assault and battery That's a 93-day and or 500. There is a sentencing agreement to no further upfront jail, and the people are consenting to HYTA status.
Also, so it's plead to an added count 3 of A and B. That's under 750.812,
Just 8-1.
just 8-1. 812 is a divorce, right?
8-1 is a
Domestic.
domestic. Yep.
750.81, that's a 93-day or not, it's a 93-day still,
93-day and or 500.
$500. There's a Killebrew agreement to no upfront jail,
And the people are consenting to HYTA.
and then no objection to HYTA status. HYTA status. Is that an accurate statement of the plea agreement? It's an added count 3 of assault and battery. The 93-day $500 comes with a 93-day and or $500 fine as the ultimate penalty. There's an agreement between the lawyers of no upfront jail, and there's no objection to HYTA status. Is that correct, Mr. Tomal?
Well, they consent to YTA, yes. And we're pleading to the victim, Devarian Copeland, not the Miranda Gonzalez.
All right. So the victim in the assault and battery is to
Count one.
Devarian Copeland.
Yes.
And then counts 1 and 2 are dismissed upon successful plea and sentence.
That's correct.
And so may I inquire of your client, Ms. Mays, of her misdemeanor advice of rights on the count 3 plea, and I'm in possession of the advice of rights provided to the court. So may I inquire?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Mays, you understand that this is a plea to count 3 assault and battery on Devarian Copeland. This is punishable by 93 days and or $500. There is an agreement between the lawyers that you receive no upfront jail, which means if I was going to do something different than that, you'd have the opportunity to withdraw your plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
There is no objection to YTA status, so they are consenting to YTA status. If probation comes back with that, and then counts 1 and 2 would be dismissed upon successful plea and sentence. Is that your understanding now?
Yes.
All right. You've indicated advice of rights of your 12 rights on the form, and you've signed the bottom of that. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. So I'll indicate just I'll just go through it. I'll place that in the file and indicate you have the right to be tried by jury. You have the right to be presumed innocent. You have the right to remain silent during the trial, not to have that silence used against you, and to testify at trial if you choose to testify. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are also represented by Attorney Eric Tomal. He'd be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought against you by the people of the state of Michigan. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
If your plea is accepted, you'll give the plea, you'll give up the claim the plea was a result of anything other than what we've discussed on the record, but threats that it was not your choice to plead guilty. You'll also be giving up the right to appeal anything from a trial. Since you won't be having a trial, you'll be pleading guilty to the count 3 of assault and battery. Is it your wish today to waive your jury trial rights and plead guilty to the count 3 of assault and battery?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to have you raise your right hand as best you can. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
All right. I'm going to bring your attention back, ma'am, to November 7th of 2024 at the offense location of it's Jennison in the city of Lansing, Ingham County. Were you present on November 7th, 2024 at 805 or in the vicinity of 805 North Jennison in the city of Lansing, Ingham County?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And do you know Devarian Copeland?
No.
Okay. So what did you do in regards to Devarian Copeland, which makes you guilty of the assault and battery, which means you offensively touched Devarian Copeland or attempted to at the time, but you did not do so in self-defense?
Pepper spray. I used pepper spray.
You used pepper spray against him, and you knew, and that was not done by accident?
No.
Okay. And so you did so intentionally?
Yes.
All right. And anything else for the record? And Mr. Copeland didn't want to get pepper spray?
No.
Okay. Anything else for the record in docket 2403370 Ms. Wilson.
Briefly, Your Honor, Ms. Mays, you understand by entering this plea, you're giving up any right to assert an affirmative defense of self-defense, correct? Yes. Okay, nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else towards the plea or the factual basis for the plea, Mr. Tomal?
And Ms. Mays, that includes self-defense of others. You agree you did not have that.
Yes.
Nothing further.
Thank you. I find the factual basis to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made, and I will refer to probation. Really, it's for the YTA to have the YTA and then to get a statement from the victim. But we'll refer to probation, and so that's on the 5th floor. Write down. They'll either set up an appointment or they'll see you right now. I don't know which. And we'll set it for a date of sentencing to see what options are available to us. And the date of sentencing would be
February 21st at 8:30.
February 21st at 8:30. So you're all set. We'll see you on February 21st, 2025 at 8:30, and go down to probation so they'll do a report for me. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything else for the record in 24-03370, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people.
Mr. Tomal.
No, thank you. See you.
All right, we'll see you. Thank you.
I thought I saw something open from like 20. Yeah, we can, if it's still open.
Let's see if we can.
Does it look like it open? Oh, okay. Is that?
She's in there now.
Okay.
If she did, she's.
Because I mean, I can wrap it one regardless, as long as it's. I just want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I can talk to Abby Pepper.
All right, with the individual by the moniker of Makaya, please identify yourself. And you'll have to unmute. Makaya, just trying to determine who's in the Zoom courtroom for their hearing. All right, so if you don't identify yourself, I'm gonna have you removed from the Zoom courtroom. So Mikhail, would you please identify yourself?
My name is Micah Miner.
Your name is Michael
Micah.
Makaya?
Micah.
And what case on? What case are you here on, sir?
I was here just to support. I wasn't on the case.
All right, so you're just a spectator in the room.
Yeah.
All right, and what case are you here for?
I'm here for probably the people versus Venegas.
Oh, Marquise Venegas. All right. All right. Stand by. We've identified you. And so we know who you are. We're just making sure you're not a defendant who has a hearing today. So stand by.
All right. Thank you.
Right, sir, in Ingham Jail Post 2, you are Trencerio Flowers, is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and call your case and put your case on the record. We're on the record in docket 24-03537. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Trencerio Flowers. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Mills.
And Stephen Wilkes, Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Flowers, who's present with us via Polycom at this time.
And sir, you are Trencerio Flowers, is that correct?
Yes.
And you can hear me all right, Mr. Flowers?
Yes.
All right, this is the time set for a probable cause conference. Ms. Wilson, how we proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we're going to leave this set for exam. It's my understanding that there is likely going to be a plea in this matter. There's just a few i's and t's we need to dot and cross first. So I will be calling off witnesses prior.
All right, and Mr. Milks, is that a fair statement from the prosecutor?
It is a fair and accurate statement, Your Honor. I would just further include that we do anticipate this not only to be a plea, but we're letting the prosecutor know that she may call off witnesses for next week, as we anticipate this being a plea. We are trying a global resolution, not only with a current 55th District Court case, but we're also, I'm looking into possible global resolution with Clinton County, where he does have a warrant out of right now too. So we're just trying to facilitate all that, Your Honor, but we do anticipate this being a plea.
All right. So Mr. Flowers, we'll leave on for your preliminary examination on December 20th at 8:30. Please keep in contact with your attorney, Mr. Milks. And it's my understanding that there's been some discussions of a resolution in this matter. So I'll see you next week at 8:30. All right, sir?
Okay.
Anything else for the record in 2403-537, Ms. Wilson?
Just a reminder that in the event that Mr. Flowers is released prior to that date, that is a live in-person
Right.
hearing.
That is a live on the sixth floor City Hall, live on the sixth floor of City Hall of Lansing hearing. All right, sir?
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Mills?
If he is released, he'll be in Clinton County, but.
Oh, that's
right.
fair, yeah.
No, nothing further, Your Honor.
If he is in Clinton County, let us know so we can, because we might need some time to get a writ out.
We're probably gonna need an adjournment to get a read, because I think it takes up to 2
Right.
weeks.
He'll be here.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. With that understanding, that's all for the record in 2403-537. Mr. Flowers, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Okay, thank you.
In the Ingham County Jail Post 1, ma'am, what is your name? In the Ingham County Jail Post 1, ma'am, what is your name? We just let you into the courtroom and you're incarcerated? I don't know if she can hear it.
Doesn't seem so.
Miss Lavender, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right, stand by. We're waiting. Your attorney's in another courtroom, and then we'll call your case. All right, ma'am?
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Etheridge, did you need to talk to Mr. Dotson, or are we ready to proceed on that case?
John, I'm ready to proceed. I've talked to him by telephone yesterday.
All right, Mr. Dotson, you can unmute. We'll call your case next.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 24-02868. That is People of the State of Michigan versus DeQuandre Dotson. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Etheridge.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Derek has Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Dotson. Mr. Dotson and I are both appearing by video.
And sir, you are DeQuandre Dotson, is that correct?
Yes, sir, I am.
And you can hear me all right, Mr. Dotson?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a probable cause conference. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that Mr. Dotson is in the works of retaining a private attorney. I believe there's a prior 21-day waiver for the same reason. At this time, I think we need to reset the prelim, as I don't believe that there's going to be the opportunity for an appearance to come over, evidence to be shared, and the retained attorney to properly review that prior to the prelim.
And is that a fair statement, Mr. Etheridge?
Yes, Your Honor. Yesterday I did talk to Mr. Dotson. He's advised me he's in the process of hiring Bert Whitehead and is in the process of making payment to him. He would ask the matter be rescheduled for another probable cause conference after the new year to give that attorney time to get on board on his case.
And what was the name of the anticipated attorney, Mr. Etheridge?
Bert Whitehead, Your Honor, is what I was informed of.
All right. I see that it was set, PCC was on November 15th, and that was the original waiver. And so I think we have a waiver of 21-day. I think we can give about 2 weeks. Based on...
Mr. Etheridge indicated after the first of the year with the schedule with the holidays and everything. I think that's probably what we're looking at anyway.
That's probably what we're looking at. Yeah. So let's get through the holidays. Mr. Dotson, we're probably going to set it for prelim now that we've done and then we'll let the lawyers talk. But we reset it for PCC today, but it'll probably be set for prelim just to get it going. And because we'll be 6 weeks into it by that time. All right, Mr. Dotson, I'm going to grant your adjournment based on the waiver of the 21-day, and both holidays are set up. So we'll give you some time after the first, but we're going to set it for prelim. That'll give the attorney some time to talk to Ms. Wilson and see. You've already waived the 21-day rule, so that'll give some time. If we have to reset it, we might, in order for discovery and everything to take place for your discovery. But that'll move the case along as we're at. If we set it after January 1st, we're going to be probably 8 weeks out, probably. So after January 1st,
January 3rd at 9.
All right. So let's reset for preliminary examination for January 3rd. 3rd at 9 a.m.
Yep, Your Honor, I will be on vacation up to around that date. Is there any way we can get the following week?
Maybe. Let's see. Right. We just don't know.
Yeah, if he doesn't end up being retained, then Mr. Etheridge is gonna need to
Right,
be,
then-
yeah.
So the plan is, but we're making a contingent plan.
Mhm.
Is the 10th available? Or I'd be the 9th.
At 9.
Okay, so we'll set it for January 9th at 9 o'clock as a backup to reset the prelim for January 9th at 9 o'clock. So that should give you time to get the lawyer and have the lawyer provide any appearance and discovery issues for the people. If not, we place that date as a backup date for Mr. Etheridge to be here on January 9th. Anything else for the record in docket 2402-868, Ms. Wilson?
If the retained attorney could just reach out to us as soon as possible, there is an offer we'd like to relay.
All right. So Mr. Dotson, once you get the new counsel is retained, you should have him contact Ms. Wilson as there is an offer in the case.
Yes, sir, I will.
And
All right.
Your Honor, Mr. Dotson, I'll also have them contact me or my office so we can do a substitution so they can take the case over.
All right, and that's just to tell them the public defender's office, correct, off of Washington?
Yeah, it's on Washington.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right. All right, we reset for January 9th at 9 o'clock. Thank you, everyone, for your appearance. You should be all set.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Well, hey, question,
Thank
will I
you.
still get paperwork in the mail like I did last time for this court date?
You'll get it sent to your last known address still until, and Mr. Etheridge will be here, until you get a new counsel, then counsel would get it. We have your Grovenberg Road as your last known address. Is that still a good address for you?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
All right. So you'll get notification sent to the Grovenberg address for the January 9th preliminary examination.
Okay, thank you, guys. Bye.
You're welcome. That's all for the record in that file.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Etheridge.
He's in custody? Oh.